Okay, you're live.
Hey guys, I'm Caralee with @Caralee Styles. I'm here today with Aquage and Behind the Chair to show you guys a low, not your average textured bun. So I have my lovely model here. She has this beautiful red hair, which I thought was so appropriate for the season. So I'm just going to show you how I prep the hair and run through how I use Aquage products as well. So if you know me, you know I love all things textured and low. If you follow my page at all, it's pretty much just a world full of inspiration with fun, low textured buns. So today I'm using my working spray by Aquage. I like to use this. This is like a thermal spray too, a heat protectant. And it has a really good hold. So I like to use that before I go in with my texture iron. So we kind of just spray that all over. We want it to be really evenly distributed through the hair. So she has really thick hair, so I'm just going to kind of lightly spray that all over. And you can choose, based on your client, you can choose to either do it section by section, or you can come through and just do it all on one large section, and just, again, making sure that that's evenly saturated. So I'm taking her hair, I'm just kind of parting her off down here at the bottom. I have her sectioned in 3 sections here. So she has the hair from her ear forward is coming forward towards her nose. We're going to deal with that a little bit later, so just put that to the side. You can do that however you need to do it. So if you want to clip it off, that's fine too. It kind of helps me when I clip things off to remember like where I'm at in the process. So if you do that as well and you're a bridal stylist, let me know in the comment section. So today I'm using my texture iron and I'm just kind of running that down. So I'm tap, tap, tapping. This is going to expand the cuticle and just make that hair feel really thick and full. I'm taking that about 4 fingers off the scalp. And that, if you feel this in person, it feels much thicker. And she already has really thick hair, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time using the texture iron all over. I'm just going to kind of show you where to run that through when your client has thicker hair for a low textured updo. And again, we just like to use that thermal spray to keep everything nice and neat. And I'm just taking small sections here, and we're just tap, tap, tapping. And if you use a texture iron, let me know in the comment section if you're confused and you're like, I don't know, I've never seen that tool before. Let us know too. So again, using my working spray. This is also a non-aerosol and it's a firm hold. So you can use this as like a heat protectant. Plus, you can use this later on, and it almost acts as like a hairspray. So it's firm hold. That's going to help hold that curl when I go in here and add that. Now, for curling hair all over with a low bun, you don't necessarily have to have extremely clean curls, because those curls are going to be getting messed up as we go. So you'll see how quickly I can just take those curls once I get this hair prepped at the root, and you'll be able to see how I curl the hair all the way down. If you have questions about anything, let us know. And why don't you let us know in the comment section where you're watching from? I would love to know. I'm an Ohio girl, so it's Midwest over here. You'll probably hear it. Like, some people say that I have an accent, but I don't really hear it. But I guess I do. So again, just kind of tapping at the crown area. We're working our way up. Her hair is very thick already. So I'm going to be done with that. Then we're just going to come up here and start curling. So just take a section, a lower section at the base, Again, it doesn't have to be super perfect. I know sometimes with styling event hair, a lot of people can overthink it, and we spend a lot of time overthinking it, and that doesn't need to happen. If you're going to be putting this in a bun or like have hair padding of any sort, it doesn't have to be super clean. We just need a bend in that hair. So if you can see, I'm just kind of bending her hair. That's a 1 1/4 inch iron.
So we do have a question from Facebook wondering if with thicker hair, do they really need a texture iron?
Right. So you don't have to. The only time that I do use a texture iron on thicker hair is like towards the top. So I was trying to kind of show you that. That's a great question. So if you have really fine hair, I would use a texture iron all over, no matter what. If you have really thick hair like she does, I was kind of just demonstrating to you how I prep the hair. So thank you for asking that. So I just use that texture iron, just 4 fingers down, tap, tap, tap. And you can determine the more hair that they have, the higher up you can start. And the less hair they have, the more hair you have to cover. So I hope that helps answer your question. I love finding out these techniques and just utilizing them, especially when you have a large bridal party. Like, I don't know who all's a bridal stylist that's watching, but if you are and you know how you have to get so many heads of hair done before a certain amount of time, and it's like you can maybe have 3 hours, 4 hours, and you could have 12 people. So anything that you can have in your little tool belt, or anything you can have mentally to know how to work more efficiently, that helps as well. So I'm just kind of alternating these curls here. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking, on the left side, I'm taking her hair away from the face. That's an alternate curl. And then on the right side, I'm also taking that hair away from the face, and we're meeting in the center of the head. So just want to get that bend in that hair. And then up here to add a little bit more texture. Once I get to the very top here, I'm going to show you how to use a wand. And then you can use your texture spray. When you're all finished, I'm going to show you how I use my texture spray from Aquage. It's a really great, it's like a medium hold, and you can just spray it all over. It's really great for creating extra texture in the hair. And I use it all of the time. But I meant to show you too, I need to show you the dry shampoo because it is fantastic. It's oil absorbing. And so when I go in here, it also adds a volume and texture to the hair, which is unlike any dry shampoo that I've ever used. Honestly, when I was using it, I'm like, this is just mind blowing. Like, how do people, I mean, I hope everybody in the whole world knows about it because it's honestly incredible. And the way that I got volume out of it afterwards, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, dry shampoo is one thing. Like, you can have oil absorbing dry shampoo. I get that. But like, to have added volume and to have added texture with just one spray is like, this is a bomb. I'm obsessed with it. So I'll just kind of show you that too. You can use, so this is the dry shampoo. And they say it can be like style extending too. So like if she takes out her hair tomorrow and she wants to use this dry shampoo, I mean, it's going to probably make those curls last even longer. I know in my situation it does. And she has such great hair that I'm sure she'll get like a couple more days out of it. So again, that's just the dry shampoo. I'm kind of just coming in here, rubbing that in. Once I get all done with that, I'm going to show you how I use the dry texture spray. And I guess one thing to note about all Aquage products that I love is that they are paraben, sodium chloride, gluten, and cruelty-free. That's a pretty big deal to me, honestly. I have a very sensitive scalp, and so I like to consider how my clients are as well. And so the less chemicals they have, the better for me. And I like the way that it smells too. So just, if you have questions too about any of the products, because I'm going to be running through so many of them and pretty quickly, if you have questions, just let us know. And I think you can be entered to win a giveaway. So I want Behind the Chair to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure you can be entered into a giveaway. Just be asking a lot of questions as we go. That way I can answer too, because there's nothing better than free education, right, guys? So again, I'm on her left side here, just adding that wave to her hair. It doesn't have to be super perfect. If you're just tuning in, we're doing an undone textured low bun.
So we do have a question wondering what the brand you used for the dry shampoo was.
It is Aquage. So Aquage hair care, dry shampoo. And it is thebomb.com. I hope I'm allowed to say that. Like, I hope Facebook didn't just like flag me for saying that.
Totally allowed.
Don't anyone go to that link. No.
We also have a question wondering if you like to curl all the way to the ends of the hair.
That's a great question. So I'm actually just curling. I'm leaving about 2 inches out here. So you can see, I just, again, want that bend like in the middle here. It's totally okay if that hair isn't curled all the way down. So, and something like as I'm curling, because this is very repetitive, I'm going to go ahead and just like talk about the texture spray before I like use it on her so you can know how I'm using it. So the texture spray is fast and drying. It's a medium hold. So if you're like me, I don't like a real firm hold right away. It's okay. Like when I'm getting that curl in there, I like to spray that thermal spray. That's fine. But when you're using a texture spray, it's creating texture. So you want it to be a medium hold, right? Because if it's not a medium hold, it's going to be too soft and you're not going to be able to get that hair to bend the way you need it to, like a fabric. And then when it's medium, it's just right, guys. So it's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's like you got to try all these beds before you find out which one. And you have to try out all these texture sprays before you figure out which one is just perfect. And honestly, this one is so perfect because, again, it's fast drying, it's medium hold, and it can be used as a finishing spray. And I love that too because when I'm working, I don't know about you, but I get in here and I'm really like working and I don't necessarily want it to be a firm hold or necessarily a hairspray. I love the fact that it's like really versatile and that I can use it as a working spray. So we're getting to the top here. I'm going to just kind of switch my curls up now because I really want added texture up at the crown. So I'm just curling on base. Can I have you tilt your head back for me? Thank you. So you can see how I'm just curling that hair all the way on base. I'm still leaving out a good portion here at the end. And then I'm doing this to add more texture and more dimension. I'm going to try to do that without breaking my lovely model's neck. And so I'm just using my wand. This is a 1-inch wand. And again, if she had really fine hair, you would want to take that texture iron all the way up to the crown area. And I'm just kind of letting that curl hold for a second. I'm going to let it drop. We're going to let it cool. And this is a really fun hot tip. So when it's cooling like this in your hand, you can come in here with your dry texture spray, okay? So this is what I was just explaining to you. And you can just kind of lightly spray that, and it will just kind of help extend that curl. And then you can see how I can just like kind of pull that apart. It gives me all that extra grip to play with. So let me know if you've ever done something like that with a texture spray. If this is anything new that you're learning today, let me know.
We do have a question. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
We have a question from Facebook wondering if you are alternating the curls.
Yeah, I'm alternating. So I'm on the left side right now, and we're just working on alternating. So the right side is coming towards the left, and then the left side's coming to the right. And we're just kind of meeting in the center. My focal point right here is going to be a center bun. So I want everything to be in that center area. So then I'm going to work around her hairline. And my client has a middle part. Does everyone, like, what is everyone feeling about this middle part situation? Because for real, like, who doesn't love a good middle part right now? I'm with Gen Z on this. I think that they're right. You can take your working spray and just kind of spray that through. And then I'm just kind of, well, I think I got some spray on my camera. Let me wipe that off just really quick. I don't normally do this, guys. Sorry. I don't want you to like see fuzz. Okay. So anyway, we're just kind of coming around here, her hairline. Just going to use my texture spray. I'm sorry, not my texture spray. I lied. I was using my thermal spray. And she's just a little bit finer right here. So that's why I'm using that texture iron around her. And sometimes our irons, they go off right in the middle of styling, and that's always fun. So I'm waiting for it to just heat up just a little bit. But that creates just a little bit of micro crimp around her hairline. We don't want it to be super noticeable, which if you're using a micro crimper, it's really not too noticeable. Anyway, we're going to drag that down, clamp, 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 just a little bit off the scalp. And then again, I'm just going to come in here and use my wand, my 1-inch wand. We're curling on base, and I'm just bringing that curl down. And then I'm going to come in here, just kind of cup that curl. And then I'm going to use my texture spray as it cools. Look at that. Look at the shape. I love it. I'm obsessed. You can even like fan it out, right? Like, oh, I love that. The more texture you can get, the better.
We do have a question wondering what brand of wand you're using.
Yeah, I'm using my Samvia. It's a Marcel 2-in-1 wand. It's the Artist series, I believe. And I'm just kind of using, I undid the Marcel part of it. It unattaches, and then it turns into a wand. And they have 2 sizes. I believe I have a 1.5 inch as well, but I like to use my 1 inch for this style specifically because it creates, the smaller the curl creates more texture. So again, using my texture spray, just letting that kind of cool in my hand.
We also have a question wondering what brand do you like for your texture iron, kind of keeping on brand with the product questions.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And I want to address that I do know that my face is like a little blurry because I got some spray on my camera, but I can't stop and wipe it off, guys. So just bear with me here. But I'm using my Samvia texture iron, and I also use a texture iron from Lala's Updo's. It's a little bit whiter, so it just depends on the hair type. But today I'm using my Samvia texture iron and my Samvia 1-inch curling iron. And then I'm using my Babyliss. I don't know. They just came out with how to pronounce their name correct because everybody says it wrong. I've been the person that says it wrong as well this whole time. So I've always called it Babyliss, but I guess it's Babyliss. And it is 1.25 inch. That is this iron that I used to prep the bottom with. So once I have all of her hair curled right here, I'm going to show you how I go in with my texture iron, or I'm so sorry. I keep saying texture iron, but my texture spray. And then I'm going to show you how I kind of fan out those curls starting from the top. And then you'll be able to see later on why I'm doing that. I'm going to have you bring your head just a little bit there.
So we do have several questions coming in.
Oh, cool.
We have one wondering if the texture spray you're using is the same brand as the dry shampoo.
Yes, yes. All the products I'm using today are Aquage. I love their lineup for styling. They honestly have you covered with everything. They have a firm hold. They've got your thermal. They've got your working spray, your dry shampoo, and your texture spray. So you literally can have one line that carries all these awesome products. So you don't have to worry about like this and that when you're, packing your kit. You can just carry one line, literally. They are really amazing, honestly. They have so much great stuff. So, okay, you can see before I turn her, you can see how that looks, right? So I use that texture spray after cupping those curls, kind of fan those out. You want to start at the root when you're fanning that out. And then we're going to start on her other side here. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. So we're curling all of this hair away from her base. I'm actually not going to use, for time's sake, I'm not going to use my texture iron on her right now on this side. And I'll show you kind of why I'm choosing to do that. It's because I'm just going to build that texture in using the texture spray. And then I'm going to get a very similar result. So I like having both of those options. Like I said, when you're on site, and you need to have multiple options at hand. This is also another way you can get great texture with, without using another iron. I personally think you need to use texture iron for everything, but in most cases you can get away with not using it. Like for people who have really thick hair, and obviously my model has very thick, perfect hair. And if you're just joining us, we're doing an undone textured bun, low bun, and I'm using Aquage hair products today. And if you have questions at all, be sure to answer or be sure to ask in the comment section because she is asking me right now all the questions you have, and you can be entered to win a giveaway. Is that correct, Rachel?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. I was like, you never confirmed earlier, and I was like, I really hope I'm not making this up. I feel like there's a giveaway. Let's be sure. Right.
You are correct.
Awesome. Thank you.
We do have another question from Melissa on Facebook wondering if the texture spray leaves the hair feeling silky or does it feel like it's coated over the hair?
So it feels like there's a coat on it, right? Because it's a medium hold. So you want to have that, though, with a texture spray. That is my personal opinion because the whole reason you use the texture spray is to get that extra grit on the hair so that you have something to really build in that weight on you want to add that weight onto your bun, but you also want to be able to separate it and make it really piecey. I mean, you can see how the shape of her curls, I'm going to have you, there you go. You can see how the shape of her curls just kind of bounced right back. And I'm able to split them in two. That way, with one curl, you can get a larger impact. Does that make sense? And it really helps, having that spray because then it's okay, well, then it's having that medium hold. It's creating that medium hold as well. So I don't have to worry about the curl really falling once I split it. So I like to just kind of spray that as I go. And then that's just kind of cooling right now. I'm not going to spread those out too much, but it is okay. I can feel the temperature of them. So I know when they're all the way cooled. And when they are, I've been just splitting them in half and then using that texture spray.
We do have a question about whether you like to use the texture iron over teased hair for looks like this.
So when I'm going to show you, I usually use a texture iron all over, and then I go in and I backcomb. So I don't do the backcombing as I use a texture iron. I just kind of do one step at a time. You can, however, you can do it however you want, like whatever you feel comfortable with. I personally feel like once I have everything texturized with the texture iron and my sprays and everything, it's really easy for me to go back in and just add my backcombing. So again, I'm just going on base here. I'm focusing on this hair coming away from the front of her face and back towards the center of her head. And there is a purpose for that, and I'll show you. So we're just kind of cupping, let that cool. And if everyone could in the comment section just put cupping, I just think that would be wonderful. Okay, we're just kind of spraying now, and that's cooled a little bit, and then I'm just spreading out that curl. I mean, you can see, like, here I'm going to have you just bring your head forward just a little bit. Just a really pretty curl. Now I'm going to have you come back up. Thank you, my lovely model. You're welcome.
We do have a question wondering if there is a way to do an up style without having to curl the whole head to save time.
Yes, that's actually a wonderful, wonderful question. Yes, if you have multiple situations. So if her hair is thick like this, you could literally you could section off from, let's say, her eyes, like so the corners of her eyes. You could take that section all the way around, almost like a horseshoe, and you could just focus on this top part, and then this bottom part you wouldn't necessarily need to worry about. It's, again, to each their own. There are some times when I will try to do something quickly, and like that, for instance, where I don't curl the bottom of the hair, and then I end up regretting it. I feel like maybe sometimes it's just part of the process to really get there. I don't know. For me, that's happened before where I've done it quickly and I don't end up loving it. So I prefer to curl the whole head regardless of the hair density. Now, that's coming up here. Okay. So we've used the texture spray. I've used the dry shampoo. That dry shampoo added a ton of volume. So we're going to focus on this bun part back here. Okay. Again, if you've been following this whole time, you know that I was not being extremely careful with how I was curling or being a perfectionist because, again, this hair does not matter. It's going in a bun. So we're just coming in here. I'm just going to kind of use my comb. I just used the dry shampoo, if you're wondering. And then I've sectioned her hair with all of her hair in the back. So we're just going to create this low ponytail. And since she has such thick hair, we can do one or two things. We can take even more hair and put it into this ponytail, or we can leave more hair out depending on how she wants it to fall in the bun. And I say, I'm using all these examples like if she was actually a client that's paying me, like a bridal client that wants to see this in a trial run, that's how I am. That's why I'm wording it the way I am about what she would want to see. So we're going to come in here, and because she has gobs of hair and it's wonderful. And I don't know why some of us are blessed with so much hair and some of us are blessed with no hair. I'll never understand, but that's okay. So I'm just going to come in here and use a ponytail or a hairband. And we have everything just in this ponytail section. And again, keeping it low. I just want that hair to be pretty low. I'm using a hair elastic or a ponytail elastic instead of a hair bungee. You can do this a couple different ways. So if you're familiar with hair bungees, you can definitely use a hair bungee at this point. I personally just like to use a hair tie, and then I'm going to show you how to add this padding that we're going to build upon. So this is the padding. This is what I use for padding. So this is a donut, but I cut this up, and let's not get it confused. It's not a Dunkin' donut. Like I didn't run to Dunkin' Donut and get a donut. This is a hair donut. Okay. And you can cut up that hair donut to create a beautiful padding. So I have this padding here, and then we're just going to focus on, because I like to work smarter versus harder. Okay. So we're adding this hair padding. right here. And you can see how I've already created those ridges, which you're really not going to see a lot of that ridge, but I really like it to just look, I don't know, pretty as I go. And I'm just taking some bobby pins. They're just closed pins. So, I don't know if you can see, so just a closed bobby pin. And I'm just coming in here and kind of going into that padding directly, okay? I really like to add a lot of padding because this way, when you go to create your bun, it's just a little bit easier, and then you can tuck that hair into the padding. And I'm doing this, I cut it up because if I was to just go in there with that hair donut, it would almost be a little bit too harsh. Hair donuts are just really sometimes just a little bit too big, if that makes sense. So that doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're just going to be wrapping the hair around this hair padding. If you're just tuning in, make sure that you're asking questions. There is a giveaway today. I'm using Aquage hair care products, and we're running through how to do a low textured bun. And my face is blurry because I sprayed product on there. So just in case you're wondering.
We do have a question. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
we have a
question. Sorry, I just like talk all the time. So don't.
No worries. We have a question wondering, what is an underrated Aquage product in your opinion?
Underrated. Probably the Beyond Shine. This is great, like wonderful for high humidity situations. So, you know, that's like the number one thing everybody's always asking about. How do you prevent frizz? How do you prevent the high, like having a beach wedding and it's like super humid or whatever? I love this because it eliminates that frizz and it creates a really beautiful, like brilliant shine. And she has such good hair, so it complements this product, right? So yeah, that's what I love. That's the Beyond Shine from Aquage. So I'm going to split this hair. We've created a ponytail. Now we've created that hair padding around the ponytail. Now I'm going to split this section, and I'm just taking my fingers and twisting that hair. I'm coming in at the top, and we're just going to kind of pinch and pull. We started at the top. Make sure that your ends are all brushed out. You don't want this to not be brushed because it's going to get real ratty. Or like it's just not going to be as pretty looking. So you're going to take this and then you're going to use your texture spray. This is that medium hold. You can use it as a working spray. And we're going to take this hair and go up and over. Okay. So we're taking this hair up to my right and then over to my left. And we're going to secure that using a very long 2-inch bobby pin. So we're just kind of creating this really beautiful shape. I have this magnetic bracelet on for bobby pins, if you've noticed, and I have not been using it. So I'm going to use it in just a minute. I know it's like, you're probably watching like, why is she making her job so hard? It's like right there. It could be so easy. So again, I want to create that really beautiful round shape. I'm going to have you turn your head to the left for me. Thank you. And we're just taking that hair into the hair padding. Okay, I'm gonna throw some of these bobby pins on here. Now is a really great time if you guys have questions for me at all. Just kind of loading up my bobby pins. If you're still watching, say still watching, and let us know what you think in this comment section.
Yeah, so we do have a few questions.
Yeah.
We have one wondering if you could explain/show how you cut up the donut.
Yes, I believe I have my shears around, and I can definitely do that for you. I'm just going to try to get through this bun, so if you can hang tight, I will be wrapping up, and then I can show you how to do that. Okay,
sorry?
No, what was your other question?
We have a new question wondering, one, where did you get the bobby pin holder? Because they think it's very cute.
Yeah, okay.
And another one wondering if you have any tips for bobby pin placement.
Yes. So, okay, I split this. I was going to just do 2, but I really want to make sure that that blonde is covered in that hair padding. So I've split this again. I'm taking this hair. We're just kind of taking it towards me. So I'm taking it to the right. Again, make sure that that hair is clean and combed out before you pinch and pull. So you're just going to lightly pinch and pull. Okay. We're going to go up and over the opposite direction now. So I really want this to be the opposite, because that's how you're going to create that different look. It almost looks as if she has like a fishtail in here, if that makes sense, because of the different patterns of the way that I brought that hair. So I'm going to just show you. So I'm kind of just gathering over here on this left side. I think it's your right, my left. And I'm just building on this shape so that I can create a really pretty rounded bun. Okay, so she has all this long hair, right? It's got to last her all night. She's going to be drinking. It's her wedding, right? We got to like cover these brides. This is what they pay us for. And we're the professionals, so we have to know all this stuff. So I'm just going to tuck that hair up and under that hair padding. Okay, with that big bobby pin. She's going to be good to go. She can go have a mimosa. And then I'm going to just take this hair. We're just twisting it. And then this is the remaining hair of that ponytail we created. So we're just going to pinch and pull at the top here. You want to make sure those ends are clean as you go. We're going to use our texture spray. I've already added a little bit of the Beyond Shine, but we're going to do this again because let's say it's a beach wedding. She's going to have frizz and it's going to be a hot, humid day. You want to add that shine spray. I'm going to have you just tilt your head, your chin forward for me. Thank you. So this helps too if you have a bride. You can have them, have them bend their neck down. You can't be a little robot here. Sometimes you got to get in here and you really got to be putting some tension on this hair so you can see how beautiful this shape is as I go. So with hair padding, you can get away with using open pins as well. Ooh, I'm not in the frame. There you go. You can just use these open pins. I do recommend if you're going to use open pins that you need to go in and make sure that you're putting your closed pins in there as well on top of those open pins, because you do not want those open pins to come out. If they're really secure, they might not, but I have a tendency that sometimes they do. So bring your chin up for me. So you can see how beautiful of a shape that is that we created. If you're loving this, type loving this in the comment section. Do not forget to ask questions because there's a giveaway. And if you're just tuning in, this is a low textured bun and I'm showing you how to use all my favorite Aquage hair products. Okay. And my face is blurry because I sprayed product and it got on my laptop. Okay. So we're moving up to the top. This is where I would start to add that backcombing, right? Because we've got to have some backcombing in here. I want a little bit of volume. Everybody wants a little bit of volume. So I'm going to add I'm actually going to add a little bit of dry shampoo here. I love how that creates a good volume in the hair. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with my texture spray. We're just going to kind of spray that texture spray up here. Now I'm going to go in with my comb. This is my wide tooth comb. I'm just going to kind of pack in that backcombing, right? So I'm adding a lot of tension when I hold her hair up. And then I'm going to do the same thing opposite side. Okay, so we're just building in all of that beautiful volume. Do you guys want to see something that's going to blow your mind, or would you prefer not to see something that's going to blow your mind? Let me know. Put blow your mind. Facebook, don't flag me in the comment section. And then I'll show you how to do this. It's really fun. I'm going to start pinning her hair down here into the bun. So I'm just creating this little shape after I've backcombed This isn't the part yet that's going to blow your mind. It's going to happen in a second. And I'm taking everything to the center of that bun. Okay. And I'm going to have to start working a little bit faster here because I don't want Facebook to kick me off of our live and I want you to see the final look. So let me know if you have commented that in this comment. Yes, I will blow your mind. Oh, I'm ready. Wait, who said that? Debbie, yes, I'm going to blow your mind. Hold on. So I'm just going to take this remaining hair. We're going to kind of just pin this around the bun, right? So let's just get that looking pretty. It's a nice shape. Just going to pin that in. I'm using my bobby pins that are closed. Okay. I'm ready to blow Debbie's mind. And Julie and Trisha. I'm so excited to show you this. So, all right. You have a client and they want all this extra texture up here. I've already added my volume, so I'm just going to add just a little bit of volume up there. Now, I like to add just a few hair sticks. I wasn't planning on showing you guys this today, but I'm going to because you guys have been such a great audience and you keep asking questions and you're just doing such a great job of paying attention and watching, and I love it. I've added hair sticks. So have you ever seen hair sticks before in hair? So I'm just I want you maybe to tilt your head back just a little bit. It's hard to see with her red hair, but I'm just adding these hair sticks as I go, okay? And then I'm going to create the wave that I need. Then I'm going to spray everything after I create that shape with my Ultra. I'm going to use my finish spray, and then I'm going to use my shine spray, my texture spray, everything else to hold that in place. I'm like shaping this out. Does that make sense? So I don't necessarily, because they already have a wave in here from when I curled. So I'm using my sticks to really create bend in the hair. And then it's also holding that hair up. If you notice, I can like take my hands off of it as I go. So I'm just like pinching and pulling around that. Is this blowing your mind? Have you seen hair sticks before? This is like nothing new, or is this something new? So I want this to have a little bit more lift up here at the top of her crown. Okay. I'm going to just kind of eliminate this hair that's hanging down here. And we're going to just pin that up and under the hair padding. I just want to get that out of the way. I keep seeing it and I'm like, that needs to go up. Do we have any more questions, Rachel?
Lots of people are loving the hair sticks and want to know more about them.
Yes.
We also had a question earlier about when to use an open bobby pin versus a closed pin.
I love to use open bobby pins when I have hair padding. And like I said, if you are going to use them, you definitely need to like go back in, make sure they're secure with a closed bobby pin. That way, you can know for sure that it's going to hold through the night. I'm coming in here with my texture spray. This again is medium hold. It's workable. So I'm just kind of piecing out that hair with those sticks. We don't want her to look like a dinosaur up here, right? We don't need that whole like area to look funky. Sometimes that can happen. So I'm creating that a little bit lower. So once I get this all shaped out, we're going to just kind of pin in place. Okay. I just want to come around here. And then I'm just going to gather this side, kind of twisting and pulling. That's so fun that, like, I don't know if it's the light or everything, but her hair just like has a little rainbow on it, which is like behind the chair's whole thing. They are like, Mary is obsessed with rainbows, and I just love that that happened. Now you guys probably can't see it, but I can see it, so I'm having a moment. Okay, so we're pinning all of that's sectioned out with these hair clips. So I just want to make sure that it's all secure. And I am going to start using my finishing spray. So this is Ultra Firm Hold. This is an aerosol. So I like to just kind of use that to piece out this hair, make it more textured. All the hair in the front of her face. I know you're probably like, how does this woman still have hair? We've just been putting all this hair up out and she still has some. I don't know how it works, but it does. So, okay, so we have the hair sticks. Are you guys seeing that? And maybe tilt your tongue down just a little bit. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to that. Yep, there you go. And then, okay, that's perfect. And then I'm going to have you come up. Yeah. Okay, so for this finish spray that I just used, that's an ultralight buildable spray, and it seals the cuticle. So that's really nice because it's workable, right? So I'm still working. That's why I like to just kind of have it.
We do have a question about where you got the hair sticks, they're wondering.
Yes, I got the hair sticks at Hobby Lobby, and I don't know the size of them. I'm so sorry. They are knitting needles, and I'm obsessed with them. So now we're just going to gather that hair, and just bringing it up and over. Again, we can just kind of brush out those ends. You want them to be cleaner. Everything is held in place with my sticks, right? So we're just going to kind of pin that in place. And I'm going to bring that up, and then I'm going to tuck this under. I'm going to go on the other side of her so that or I'm just going to spin her. Sometimes I forget that I have a spinning chair. Okay, so I'm just taking this up and under that remaining hair. Again, don't overthink it. You can do this technique with so many ways. You could braid all this hair to eliminate time. You could just braid the hair right, pull it apart, and then put it over top of the hair padding. You can just twist everything really quickly. Like, you don't even need to break it out in so many sections. Again, the reason why I did with her hair is just because she's so thick. I really want to make sure that I'm showing you a secured style. So if you do this on a bride, you know, it's like, this is how it really works. So we're just kind of pinching and pulling apart. At the very end, I'm just going to go in, kind of make sure that everything is in its place.
So we do have a question real quick. Valerie is wondering if the hair sticks have a grip on them to hold the hair, like what the texture is.
They're sitting in here because of how I prepped the hair. So with all the texture spray I added, and then all the crimping that I added, that's how they stay in there. The backcombing, that holds everything into place. I know. Is your mind blown? Like, my mind is blown. Okay, so we're coming around the front here. We're just going to kind of brush her out. Like, look how perfect her hair. Oh, she has these face framing pieces. This is what we all dream of as bridal stylists. Like, come on. Oh, beautiful. So I'm actually just going to leave those out. I love that. I think it creates such a soft look. Some people might not. They might be like, that's too much. I hate it. So, okay, working quickly because I want to come back to the hair padding question. If I run out of time, I want to be able to show you how to do that. So you can just take, this is a topsy-turvy pull through. It's called the Stitch. I got it at Salon Centric. I'm hoping this doesn't fail me right now. It might, because her hair is very thick. So this is a great way to learn, right? Education. So when you have really thick hair like that, that might not pull through very easy, which you just saw. If you have really thin hair or fine hair, it'll pull through really easy, no problem. So I'm just going to take that pen, just secure this area right here. you know what? Let's like let this hang out because that's what's in right now. Everybody like wants those pieces hanging out around. And I think we're getting about to the end and I don't want Facebook to turn us off. So I'm going to hurry here. Okay, so you can see how that's all shaped. I'm going to have you turn your head towards me. And you can see that beautiful like face framing piece. And then we're going to go to this side, do the same thing. Let's just bring out these pieces. If your clients don't have that, guys, you really want to suggest that they get some face framed pieces cut around for their bridal hair specifically, because come on, you got to have that. That's the best. So I'm just going to take her, then I'm going to leave this side out. I just like to have that piece hanging. Some people might think that that looks undone. Some people might, you know, it's always up to the bride. If they want it to look really boho and like pretty and have these pieces kind of hanging out, you let them do what they want to do. It's their day. So that is the full low textured bun face framing pieces. I'll show you what that looks like from the front. So I'm going to spin her around here. And if you have questions, comments, I'm going to go in here at the very end, right? So I'm using my shine spray. We really want that light to hit it. It's just going to shine beautifully with that. Okay, so that's going to eliminate any kind of like that frizz. Then we're going in with our finishing spray. Again, this is a light hold. I don't love to use a lot of heavy sprays on my styles because I don't want them to be super stiff. Like it needs to be buildable. So depending on your hair type, that's why I love this spray. Because if I want more, I'll add more. If I want less, I have less. So that's using my finishing spray. I was just gonna sing for you also if you didn't know. And that shine, or that the finishing spray, that smooths that hair out as well. So like, you know, you get in the front, maybe there's some pieces that fly away, all that, and you don't want those like that, then you would come in and that's where you'd use that finish spray. So what are we thinking? Do we love? I'm gonna have you turn your head to the left and then the right. Bring your chin down for me and go real slow. How do we feel about this? Do we love it? Did you learn anything new? Did you love hearing me educate? Are you going to come follow me at Caralee Styles and go follow Aquage Hair Care? And then I'm going to show you how I did my donut here. Whoever asked. And I'm going to just cut this. Let's see. We're going to just cut it right in the center. We're just cutting it on one side. Okay? So then you're going to come in here, and then you're going to go down the center of that, and then you'll just kind of cut all that open. Okay. And then you can like take that all apart, right? And you can create it. Yeah, this is the donut. Here we go. We cut it all up. Is this mind-blowing? Are you like, I didn't know. That's great, right? Those are all the fun things that I take with me to weddings to make my life easier. And this would be like a pretty holiday style. I am going to go in because my working spray is more of that firm hold. So I'm going to just kind of spray her. Just kind of mist it, okay? Love this. It's like it's raining hairspray. So you're just going to like spray this all over. I'm going to let this dry a little bit into the hair. Then I'm going to use my fingers and kind of rake, okay? Just kind of piecing that hair where I want it to be. And it's just firmly but smoothly creating this really beautiful ridge. And then I'm going to come up here. We're going to just spray that firm hold on her bangs. Just kind of fan them out. And like this is a pretty wet product. But that's why you hold it away, and then you kind of just want that to dry onto the hair, and then you can pinch and pull and just, oh, I love it. I love it. I hope you loved it. Hope everybody loved it. I hope that you guys really found this helpful and informative. Okay. I think that's it for me. I'll see you later, guys.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. And be sure to, like, I hope if you guys were still on here, so if you need to ask questions for that giveaway, don't forget. Bye, Rachel.
Bye.